So let's move on to step number 16, which is about the resources. It says create resources needed for this project as listed in table 1. First, ensure that the listed unit of measurements are available. Check admin category. So let's see where is table 1. That's table 1. This is the resources that are needed for this project. This is the description of each resource, the type of each resource, the unit, quantity, and cost per unit. So let's go to Primavera. Let's get this here. Here we go. And go to Primavera. And then using admin categories. And if you go to unit of measurement, so we were saying we want linear feet, we have it. We need each, we have it. We need the hours, which is by default it's there. We need the cubic feet and square feet. So cubic feet and square feet. If there was something, because I believe I did add these unit of measurements at some point. So if they were not there, just click add and add the unit of measurement that you have. So the unit of measurements are good. Now go to resources. So enterprise resources. These are the resources. Sometimes the resources won't show up. So what you need to do is to click here, filter, and display all resources. And then the same process, we need to add resources using by clicking on this add sign. So these are our resources after I have added them. And I will show you an example of how to add the resource. So for example, click on add, and then you write down the name of the resource. I'm going to show the Word file here. Okay. So let's say we're going to work on fence. So we're going to write here fence 01, and then fence for garden. So these are these two, fence and fence for garden. And then we are going to check the type, which is material, and the unit of measurement, it will be linear feet. Double click. So let's get back here. That's linear feet. And then the quantity, it's in the next step. This quantity will be 100. And then let's make the maximum and the quantity the same. And the price will be, I think, let's check it out, $1. So this $1 per linear feet. So here we go. That's what we have. That's the material resource. And then we are going to click next, and then select the calendar. Make sure that it's the same calendar that we have in the project. And if not, click here and make it the same. So get back here and we are good. Now, if, for example, this is for material type, we're going to do the same for all of them. So fence, fish, nothing will change. Like the only change here is the unit of measurement. So we're going to click on each, for example. This is for fish. And yeah, that's it for the material. So what if it's a labor? If it's a labor, we're going to click on labor here. So there's no unit of measurement to choose, for example. And I'm going to so we are going to do this process 6 times. So that's the only one of them, and we are going to do it 6 times. So for labors, for example, we have here 3.75. That's 3.75 per hour, and we have 8 hours per day and 8 hours per day. But of course, don't quote me on this price. I'm not sure because I got these numbers from the example that we were discussing here from Primavera risk analysis. So don't quote me on these rates. I'm sure it's much higher than that now. So yeah, that's it. And after you add all the resources, they're going to be here. The next step after that is to assign the resources to the activities. So here we have these activities, and the resources that are needed to do the activities or to complete the activities are shown there. So for example, buy fence material, we need fence and paint. So we are gonna click on buy fence material and then go to the resources tab, and then we click and add resources and then double click on fence and double click on paint. We're going to do the same for all of them. And if there's, for example, if you look here, these three are the same or these four are the same using the same resource. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just click on add resource, and then I get back here, click here, I'm clicking on shift, and then I'm going to double click on the resource that I need to assign, and then it will show up here. So these are the resources. We assigned the resources for all the of the activities. So now we are done with these two steps. The first one to create the resources. We're done with this one and assign the resources using a table number two. This was table number two. Now let's move on to step number 18, which is display the resource usage profile and spreadsheet for each resource. So to do so, um, let's click on the resource usage profile spreadsheet, resource usage spreadsheet, or use resource usage uh, profile. So click on resource usage profile as you see here, and then go to let's click here filter by current project resources, just to filter out all the unnecessary resources, and then look at. So now let's check the distribution or the allocation of these resources over the activities. So you're going to see paving slabs or the resource slabs, and then the sand, paint, and this one is a tricky one, the labor resource, because the labor was assigned to many activities. So as you see here, this red one, it means over allocated units. That means because we made the maximum to or the limit to be 8, and for in the days that we have this same resource, the labor, assigned to two activities. For example, when you go here, you're going to find out that on Friday, for example, it's assigned to this one and this one and that one. So it will be 8 times 3, it will be 24. 24 hours are needed here, and the maximum we have only one labor, which is 8 hour. So we have over allocation here. And the same here, that's the over allocation as you see. That's for labor. We're going to get back to labor, but I'm just showing you the resource usage profile. And here fish for pond. I think this was the very last activity, that's one, so I need to move like this one. Yes, here we go, that's this the allocation here. And we have fence for garden, we can move like this. Also you can zoom in and zoom out with this one. So yeah, here we go, that's the resource usage profile. Also you can change it to spreadsheet. As you see here, it shows you the numbers, how much of that. So as you see here, where we go, the labor, we were saying that's the 24 hours that are needed for the three activities, and you see 24, 24, 24, 16, and 16, and so on. That's the resource usage spreadsheet and resource usage profile. So now let's get back to the labor resource, because we said it's a tricky one and it has over allocation. And this is basically step number 19. They said, let's try to level the over allocated resources. And before moving to step number 19, step 18, it was asking about the resource usage profile and the spreadsheet. We have done that. And also there is a note, I left it to you, but we didn't face it here. And it's maybe you're not going even to face it, but just to let you know, sometimes there are some fluctuations that could happen because of the roundings in the software. So you need to check this out. If it happened, check the decimals and how many decimals the software is showing. But this is not our case here. Just Forget about it for now for this workshop. So anyway, let's go to step number 19, which is the allocation, or resolving this over demand. How we do it in Primavera, I'm not going to go into details. I'm just going to tell you how it's done, and then we move on. So we click on tools. We used to click tools schedule. No, here we're going to click on tools, level resources. We should define the priority for how to allocate the or how to resolve this over demand. I'm not going to do this right now, and I'm not going to check the settings or anything. I'm showing you that this could be done, and because this is out of the scope of this workshop. So if you click level, let's see what's going to happen, and look here and there. So when you click level, look what happened. So now there is no over allocation, as you see, but the project duration increased. It was uh, 27th, as you see here, right? It's from February 13th until 27th. Look here. Now we are mid-March. So this is after changing or leveling the resource. Now we don't have over demand. So what the program did, they moved the activities in order to resolve these over allocation. But we are not going to focus on this. I was letting you know how this is done. So I'm going to get it back to where we started. So schedule, that's our schedule.